Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome back to the Success Series Talks. Talks designed to help you get what you want out of life. Remember to listen, take notes, and most importantly, act. One day, while traveling down the interstate in Utah, I saw an interesting billboard. It said, "I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it." Another interesting billboard I once saw was in Idaho, and I'm sure there are ones in other states too. It was for a bank that said, "You deserve a better Christmas. Come see us about a loan." I have seen the same thing for a vacation. "You deserve it" is very interesting. They usually point out that your dreams are worth it, but let me ask you, is your dream to be stressed every day about money? We are emotional buyers. We buy into things depending on how we feel about it. Sometimes we do it on the spur of the moment because we saw it, we liked it, we wanted it, and we got it. That is why having a dream is so important. It is to keep your emotions right. It keeps you focused on what you want most. There's a saying that says, "Don't give up what you want most for what you want right now." This seems to be the struggle of mankind. Have you ever heard of vision boards or dream building? If you haven't, I'm about to introduce you to two of the most important things to getting your dreams. This should be taught in every grade, and yet most people have never even heard of it, let alone know why it is important. Yet if you read a book written by someone successful in any area, chances are you will see this mentioned somewhere in there. So what is a vision board? It is a board. It can be a physical one or one you make on your electronic device. There are even apps for this sort of thing. So it is a board where you post pictures and maybe write some words that depict your dream. This isn't where you are modest or realistic. This is where you put what you really want. You want a house? How big? How many rooms? Show the yard. And if it has a swimming pool or a golf course on it, or whatever. You dream of traveling? Put not only where you would go, but what you would do when you get there. Show the resort you would stay at, or maybe it would be the castle. Show the restaurants you want to eat at. Show the first class airline ticket. Show hiring a personal tour guide. Go all out. Maybe you have a goal of hitting a certain weight. Put pictures of the clothes you would buy or that beach you would want to go swimming at, but you don't right now because you feel self-conscious. Find a picture of a body you would like to have and put your face on it. Then you look at this every day, preferably multiple times a day. Try putting it in a place that you naturally go a few times a day. Maybe this will be in the bathroom, on the refrigerator, or even next to the computer or TV. People have stuck them in their offices and in their lockers. It can even be your screensaver or your screen lock on your phone. You don't have to spend hours looking at it. Just keep it in the forefront of your conscious and subconscious mind. You don't want it to get pushed into the compartment that is for unimportant things because it never gets used. Yes, your brain has one of those that plenty of memories of your life are stored in. Do not let it go there. You want it to be the most easily retrievable file in your brain. These are what are going to fuel you to take the steps to help you get what you want. T.E. Lawrence said, "All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake up in the day to find it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dreams with open eyes and make it possible." I would add women in there as well. So when you go to sleep, your brain will pick random things for you. But during the day, you get to pick what you dream about. Be intentional. Dreaming and daydreaming are not the same thing. Don't let your mind wander over whatever. Also, don't waste time wishing for things. Dreaming and wishing aren't the same thing. Dreams are active and wishes are passive. Dreams get put on vision boards, which then causes you to act. If you don't act on your dreams, they are just wishes. Now, if you're one of those people who thinks this is not going to work, then don't do it. If you're getting the results you want already, then that is fine. But if you are serious and are tired of the life you are living, if you wake up wondering how you got here and knowing that your younger version of yourself would not be happy, then make a vision board. Have you ever seen that movie, Disney's The Kid, that stars Bruce Willis? Basically, he becomes a successful adult in a company and makes tons of money. One day, his 8-year-old self comes into the future to visit him and finds out that he grows up to not do what he wanted to do at all. In one scene, he says, "We don't have a wife, we don't have a dog, and we don't fly airplanes. We grow up to be a loser." While this could never happen in real life, it does make you stop and think, would your 8-year-old self be happy with the life that you are currently living? would your 8-year-old self even want to grow up? Do you even want to be an adult? When making your vision board, you may have to go back in time to remember your dreams. Some of you have been so discouraged by where you ended up that you've pushed all the dreams you ever had into the darkest abyss of your soul and brain so that they wouldn't make you feel bad or guilty. And then you spend all your time running on autopilot, just hoping to get by for the next 60 years. This creates mediocrity, not contentment, by the way. We like to abuse the content card. Discontent isn't a bad thing, just so you know. True discontent is the gap between where you are and where you want to be, or at least where you used to want to be when you were a kid, and in most cases, it is where you should be. It is a good thing. It pushes you to try hard and strive for excellence. If being content means that you get to give up on everything and just go to work for 40 to 100 hours a week and watch 20 to 40 hours of television a week, then there are some serious problems. This is worse than highway robbery. Did you know the average person in the course of their life spends a little over 90,000 hours at work, 25,000 hours with their spouse, and 12,500 hours with their kids? However, some of that time is actually spent not really with your spouse and kids because you are watching TV or surfing the internet or doing something else. If someone spends 2 hours a day watching TV, at the end of their life, assuming they live 72 years, and we won't count from 0 to 2, they will have watched over 47,000 hours of TV. If they watch 3 hours a day, it is over 70,500 hours. And if they watch a whopping 4 hours a day, it is 94,000 hours. Let me ask you, is the TV or Facebook or Netflix really that important to you? I have teens tell me all the time that homework takes away from spending time with their friends and family. But I wonder, if they didn't have to do homework, would they actually spend time building relationships? Or would they now just work towards getting their 94,000 hours in before they die? When you got married, was your dream to only spend time with them once in a while? At that time, you could hardly stand to be away from them when you were dating. Where did that go? Is your dream to spend your life playing games on your phone or to watch TV all day? Is this really what you dreamed about when you were a kid? Does this bring you joy and make you look forward to getting up each day? I would be willing to bet that if you really examined yourselves, most of you would answer a resounding no. You simply became a little too content, too comfortable, and too mediocre. Growth is sometimes hard, but at least it isn't boring. But you may be saying, what if I try and fail? I've tried and failed so many times and it is just so painful. Well, think about this. If you don't try at all, then it is a guaranteed failure. You can't succeed at what you don't even try. No one else may know that you failed by not trying, but you will, and it will still impact your life. So the next time you hear someone say that you should just be content with your life or don't rock the boat, stand up inside and say no. No, I want a better life. I want my dreams. I want a good relationship with my spouse and kids. Then start doing something to improve it. I can think of very few situations where you should be content. Content versus a growth mindset is the difference between Kmart and Walmart. Which one would you want to be like? Don't be content with your job. Learn new skills or develop the traits you need to progress. You don't have to want to climb the corporate ladder. You can stay in your position and still progress within it by learning and becoming better at doing it. Someone once said, a college education seldom hurts a man if he's willing to learn a little something after he graduates. Don't be content with your marriage. It can't be so good that it couldn't be better. Now, remember, you can't change the other person. In this instance, you may have to be content with how they are. Praise and encourage them, but remember, you can't change them. Instead, become better yourself. Work to have the kind of marriage you do want. Some people become complacent and then their marriage loses its excitement, and then people leave it. You can make a choice to leave it, but you can also make the choice to make it the kind of marriage you want to be in. This may require some deep introspection and possibly some heart-to-heart talks with your spouse. It may be uncomfortable, but being comfortable doesn't equate to happiness. I once heard a marriage counselor say that most marriages would be saved if they would come in when they first started having problems, instead of using it as a last resort. Don't wait until it is almost too late to make changes. Do them when things are still good and make them even better. There are some great programs out there that can help people with this part of their lives. Get rid of the stigma that is associated with working on your marriage. Find a retreat, seminar, or a counselor. You should spend at least as much time learning about your spouse and marriage as you would for your profession. It isn't just something everyone knows about naturally. It is not an instinct. It requires work. Unfortunately, we aren't taught or prepared for what should be the most important thing in our lives. Just because they don't teach it in school doesn't mean it isn't important. Don't be content in your health. Continuously find something to help you eat better or to improve your muscles or your overall health. Don't just keep watching as one thing after another goes wrong until pretty soon you aren't functioning at all. Talk to a doctor, a trainer, or a dietitian. Don't be content with your spiritual life. You can always become a better person. Find a religion that you can commit yourself to and really commit. Read the books of that religion and participate and volunteer. If you don't like religion, then find ways to serve and improve your spirit outside of that. Find what your vision is in each of these areas and use a vision board because it will push you to become better and not be content. Look at them each day. Get excited about it. Excitement is an emotion that will help you buy into your dreams. If something takes you further away from your getting the dreams on your vision board, you should consider very carefully if it is worth the cost. For everything we do in life, we give up something else we could have done. For example, if you have financial goals and you're struggling to meet them, there's probably a reason. Remember, we buy on emotion. So when you see something in the store that you think you need, you should ask yourself if buying that will bring you closer to your goals. If the answer is no, you should ask yourself one more question. Do you need it? If you legitimately need it. Now, we are not talking about needing a new TV to help you reach your goal of 94,000 hours, nor are we talking about needing nourishment so you buy 10 candy bars and a pack of soda. But if you really need it, then you can get it. If not, you may want to reconsider. For example, let's say your dream is to go to Disneyland, and you are saving and working towards it, and then suddenly, the fridge goes out. Isn't that what always happens? Does a fridge help you reach your goal of Disneyland? No. Do you need a fridge? Yes. Do you need a $3,000 fridge? Probably not. If you are looking at your vision board each day, then you will be emotionally charged about Disneyland, and instead of buying the more expensive fridge with all the cool gadgets, despite the fact that you saw it, like it, don't get it, you will instead choose a less expensive one. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Beware of what you want, for you will get it." If you want other things more than Disneyland, then you will get those and not Disneyland. What we really want in life becomes obvious as we look back. It will be made up of all the things we chose to spend time and money on. Another important aspect that can help you with staying excited about your goals is to dream build. Dream building is where you experience in some part your dreams on a smaller scale. It may be looking up vacation packages on the computer and viewing pictures from other people's vacations. It may be going to a neighborhood you would like to live in, but know you can't afford it yet. But you go and walk through the neighborhood and look at the houses and pick out which ones you would want and imagine how it would be to be living in them. It may be going to a small airport and looking at the airplanes and imagine yourself flying one. Or go test drive cars that you really want to own. Whatever it is, get around your dream as much as possible. Remember, you want your dream to be the most easily accessible file in your brain. I have put down things that I thought would be cool to accomplish before, kind of like a bucket list. Some of them were big dreams, but because I put them down, my mind kept bugging me about doing them. It kept bringing them up and reminding me that I hadn't done them yet. Now, if just thinking something could be cool can cause my subconscious to get turbocharged, imagine how much more powerful your real dreams are. The ones you want to achieve so badly it hurts. Now imagine if you wrote them down, found pictures of them and looked at them every day. Can you see the importance of getting around your dreams and having them become as much a part of you as what you do each day? I'd be willing to bet in the process of doing this, you will find it more exciting than the 94,000 hours spent on movies, shows, and random surfing of the internet. This will make you excited. Chances are some of the activities of dream building will be something you can do with your family. Imagine looking at a family vacation and having your kids come over and look at it with you. Pretty soon you're getting more time in with them too. Don't be surprised if while dreaming about one area of your life doesn't improve another area. Your kids can help with your dreams in other ways as well. I know someone who told their kids that as soon as they reached a certain point in the business, then everyone got to go to Hawaii. Their kids were constantly asking them what they had done that day to help them get that trip. They would nag them about making phone calls and talking to people about the business. Your kids can become your best encouragers. Include them in the process. When you don't feel like accomplishing your goals, they'll help you. In the process, you will also show them an example that will be worth them emulating. You'll be amazed at what your kids will be willing to sacrifice to help you achieve family goals. Don't be content with your life. I said earlier there are very few things you should be content with. As a general rule, be content with things that you have no power to change, and be discontent with things that you can choose to change. And I assure you, there are way more things that you can change about your life than you are choosing to acknowledge. This may not work 100% of the time, but it will certainly start you on a much different path than you are currently on. So what are you waiting for? Get started. Get dreaming.